Lu Shaline's 9th time, when he proposed divorce to me. I nod, okay. The hospital at night, very quiet, very quiet. I'm so sore all over that I can't sleep, but I have learned to endure. Don't make a sound. Me right now, enduring the pain, while looking at that large bag of blood. I've never seen that before. Such big bags of blood, next to curtains shield the sleeping patient. Suddenly let out a wail. Immediately following was a continuous moan of pain. Here, no one can walk out of here alive. Just a matter of who came in later, who can live a few more days. I raised my hand and looked at the black bracelet on my wrist. Behind, I don't have to change wristbands anymore. Another change, and it'll be taken off. I need to get some sleep. Tomorrow, Lu Shi is coming to sign the divorce agreement. I need to have the strength to leave the hospital. It's dawn. I asked the doctor for an hour off. Go to the coffee shop across the street. I'll be there first. Lu Shi won't be coming. I brought it up on the phone. Finally, I have one request. What is it? Have your lawyer come to sign. I will only see the lawyer. The other end, almost without hesitation. Okay. The lawyer sat down. Her expression flickered for a moment. It must be my too thin body that made him lose himself. I tugged at my hat. I've loved being pretty since I was little. I don't like it when people see the parts of me that aren't beautiful. The agreement was laid out. I only took a cursory glance. Then reached for a pen to sign. Only, when she reached out her hand, the back of her hand was revealed. Mrs. Lu, you. The back of my hand was swollen and bruised, like a bun. I didn't speak. It took me a few tries to grip the pen tightly. I wrote my name crookedly. My hand had long been pricked and swollen. I can't even make a fist anymore. But thankfully, I still gritted my teeth and signed. Putting down the pen, I finally smiled at the lawyer across from me. Please keep what you saw a secret for me. He was very stunned. But I already have. Got up and left. Come out. I'm standing by the highway. The morning sun is very warm. The air is also very fresh. Not at all. The smell of disinfectant. Possibly. I think I'd like to stay outside all the time. But I still have to go back. The hospital is very cold. Very dark. But when the pain is too much, it can still be treated. Stumbling across the road, I shakily entered the hospital, returned to the hospital bed. The nurse came over and reinserted the needle for me. Where did you go? I was afraid you wouldn't come back. Hospital. There's a patient. Couldn't hold on any longer. Ran away halfway. Never came back. I shook my head. I have nowhere else to go. She didn't say anything more. After searching for a long time, I finally found a place to get an injection and started the 4-drip. The first time she gave me acupuncture, just like today. Been looking for a long time. Only, at that time, she was a newbie. But now, she is excellent. Last month, she was also named the best nurse. 3 days later, I received Lu Shaline's call again. He didn't make a sound. What is it? Wn, your things are still at the Lu mansion. For a moment, I stared at the 4-drip, a drop, dripping down. I was stunned. I'll move out as soon as possible. Okay, over there. There was no sound anymore. I pressed the hang-up button first. I opened my lips, but no sound came out. In the agreement, the house all belongs to him. I get 20 million. Before, I absolutely disagree. But now, I really don't have the energy to keep going. My body won't allow it. His lawyer is too powerful. How can I hold on? Nor can I get a fair share of the property. Just, Lu Shi, we were husband and wife, deeply in love. You have billions in assets. And you only gave me 20 million. Your heart, it's so cold. In the end, what is love? I told the doctor. I need to leave the hospital for the whole day. Please have him come in soon and give me some stronger medication. I don't want to go out and pack things up. And then I collapsed. The doctor sighed heavily. He wrote me a prescription with double the dosage. Late at night, the big guy next to me couldn't take the pain anymore. I propped myself up. I thought of the report from daytime. I haven't picked it up yet. I walked out of the ward. I trembled as I made my way to the 3rd floor, the hospital in the dead of night. There were hardly any people around. I am standing in front of the machine. At this moment, the group, however, hurriedly exited the elevator. Has the doctor arrived yet? I tilted my head slightly in response, and turned back in time. In the office, Mr. Lu, yes, get the best doctor. she's a celebrity, she can't have any scars. I was stunned. Behind, not far away, the sound of leather shoes. And the sound of high heels passing by. Shalin, I'm still so scared. It's okay. The sound of footsteps faded away. I'm still very flustered. Lu Shalin, by you. They walked away, turning around the corner. I then noticed, the most popular young actress right now had a white bandage wrapped around her forehead. I clenched my palm. By you. Also the reason why Lu Shalin insisted on divorcing me. Around the corner, Lu Shalin seemed to sense something, tilted her head slightly. I averted my gaze, caught the report. They've already gone far away. I stared blankly at the report, a blurry darkness. The film that was once clear is now blurry. Now, it's all turned black. I took the report upstairs. I'm afraid of bumping into them, walked up the stairs, but they had only just gone up one floor, just heard, the end of the 4th floor, Lucy's conversation with the doctor. Is she all right, Mr. Lu? Don't worry. The doctor examined her. It's a 3-centimeter wound, stitched up, and won't leave a scar. She lost a lot of blood. I almost panicked and walked past the stairwell. Thankfully, I immediately hid behind the door, but the voices stopped. It seems they still noticed the movement. There are footsteps coming. Fortunately, it was quiet for a while. That person didn't come over. President Lu, don't worry, the doctor is treating Miss Bai's wounds while administering a nutrient solution. Okay, that's good. It was Lu Shijin's voice. His voice was clearly closer to me, however. He lifted his foot and left again. He is usually a cautious person. The dean and Lu Shalin walked away together. I'm behind the door, and stood there stiffly for a good while. Only then did I tiptoe out. Here. No one knows that I am Mrs. Lu, from the city's top enterprise. However, not anymore now. I held onto the railing, going up the stairs step by step. President Lu, what are you looking at? Just now, behind the door, it seemed like someone was hiding. No, I didn't sense anything. Maybe I saw wrong. The sound faded further away. I finished walking up a flight of stairs. Only then did I stand on the intermediate platform. Looking down, the fireworks were still lit. Every family has a light on. Only me, standing in the darkness of the stairwell, about to say goodbye to this world. Actually, me and Lu Shalin, we were once deeply in love. We are from the campus, entered into marriage. Back then, no one will suspect us. We might get separated along the way, but that's it. The later Lucy, the more successful you become, the busier you get. Also go home, it's getting late. The warm meal I made, he rarely comes back to eat. He didn't call me either. Wife, he became increasingly indifferent. And you don't even hold me when we sleep anymore, and also frequently went on business trips. Until, one business trip, I made a phone call. He heard a girl's voice. I know, we can't hold on for much longer. I suddenly feel so tired. It hurts so much. I squatted down. Large drops of scarlet liquid dripped from my nose, dripping, and also my tears. The marriage dragged on for 3 years. I told myself long ago that I wouldn't cry anymore. But why? Tonight, cried again. I'm useless after all. The next day, Bai Yu was accidentally injured on set. Photos of her being rushed to the hospital under the escort of the president of Lu Corporation were posted online. Even the family member in the next bed saw it. This President Lu is really devoted. Aren't wealthy people supposed to just date and break up? Bai Yu and President Lu have been together for 3 years now, and he's still so protective. Just protecting. I heard, not long ago, they even proposed. I listened to the conversation of the family members. Subconsciously, I tightened my grip on the bedsheet. Well, not long ago, a video leaked, but I don't know if it's real or not. Is President Lu still single? I thought he should have a wife. My body suddenly ached. Miss Ju, weren't you also at Nan University before? Did President Lu have a girlfriend when he was at school? I never expected that the family would turn around and ask me. My face grew paler and paler. I opened my lips to speak, but somehow, I couldn't make a sound. Finally, I just shook my head. I don't know him. The family disappointedly withdrew their gaze. I lay down, pulled the blanket up higher, covered her eyes. The patient next door was asleep. The family member got up and went outside. I'm going up to the 4th floor to see the celebrity. I heard Bai Yu is still in the hospital. Don't go, even our nurses can't get in. The half of the area where she's hospitalized is blocked off. Under the sheet, my clenched hand, as if frozen, unable to open, couldn't open it either. It hurts so much, it was twitching even more. This day, I'll change out of my hospital gown, returned to the Lu residence. Is that Madam returning? I am standing here, it's an indescribable feeling. Meeting Wang Ma's gaze, I simply tugged at the brim of my hat. A lot can cover up some weariness. You haven't been back for quite a while, have you? What's wrong with those two? I just shook my head, didn't speak. Signaled the auntie who came with me. She went inside first to help me unpack. You're finally back. I'll go inform the master and tell him to come back quickly. Aunt Wang, don't notify him. Meeting Aunt Wang's stunned surprise. We're divorced. Divorced already? I nodded. I brought my aunt to help me pack my clothes. I won't be coming here anymore. So, the house is given to Mr. Mama Wang has always been good to me. Right now, looking at me, she also seemed to feel sorry for me. Yeah. I gave it to him, and he gave me some money. What? Is that it? Mama Wang raised her hand and wiped her eyes. I didn't speak again. I've always been clumsy with words. I don't even know what to say to comfort Mama Wang. Just, Mama Wang hurried into the house. Seems like he's about to do something. In a little while, I also entered the hall, sit down on the sofa. Wang's mother also went upstairs to help me pack, one box at a time, moved down from upstairs, placed in the hall. In the yard, when the sound of a car suddenly came, I froze. Lu Shalin is back. I specifically chose Wednesday, the day of the month meeting at his company. How could he be back? My hand in my coat pocket. Clearly bruised, but at this moment, I was at a loss. It was indeed him. The sound of footsteps approached the door. A person in a trench coat came in. I calmed down. The bucket hat is very large. It can cover half of my thin face. The sound of footsteps gets closer. He must be back to get something. Left quickly. An astute person. Everyone knows what I came back to do. So, I don't need to greet him. Just sit there, hands in your pockets, looking straight ahead, and, to my surprise, the footsteps didn't go straight to the study, and didn't go upstairs either. Instead, they headed towards the hall where I was sitting. I'm a little flustered. I don't want him to see me up close. Since I got sick, I lost 20 pounds. Any normal person would see it. They all felt that she had a serious illness. Footsteps, stop beside me. Wan, my entire heart, is a mess. Pretending to take out my phone, I opened the interface, started playing. Is something the matter? I came back to pack my things. My aunt is upstairs, helping me pack. He didn't even respond. Standing there, I want to look up, his expression, but just as he made the move, he stopped. Not bad, you almost saw my face, didn't you? Just, why hasn't he left yet? Candy Crush, playing games is more important than looking at me. My finger paused. What does he mean? I always feel like there's something behind his words. What's there to see? Now that we're divorced, congratulations, you've finally won the beauty. I stood up. I put the phone in my trench coat pocket. Go upstairs. When I got up sideways in the other direction, leaving a silhouette. Then I went upstairs. I'll go see if they're done cleaning up. Just, I feel like, my back as I walk upstairs. I always feel like I'm being watched by the people downstairs. I really have too much stuff. I packed several boxes, and there's still a lot left. I let the auntie choose some for herself. The rest, take them downstairs and burn them, all cleaned up. The bedroom also feels empty. Only Lu Shalin's clothes are left hanging. However, these were also bought by him a few years ago. He had already bought property elsewhere. We argued for 3 years. He also rarely came back. The aunties went downstairs. I walked out of the bedroom. I looked back one more time. The empty bedroom. So many colorful scenes from the past. In this instant, in an instant, everything in my mind turned gray. Look back. I went downstairs. But, I'm just surprised. Why hasn't Lucy left yet? He's currently standing by the large floor-to-ceiling windows, not knowing what she was thinking. Madam, are you going to burn this? I nodded. Yes, burn it, and then we'll leave. A large pile of clothes was brought out. It was placed on the stone slab outdoors. The lighter ignited. I threw it on the clothes. Instantly, Flames filled the sky. I watched for a while, somewhat stunned. It seemed that what was burning wasn't the clothes I had worn, but rather my short life. In the firelight, I turned my head, going into the house, took the luggage and left. No one noticed. When did Lu Shalin come out, eyes watching the burning clothes? We were careless. We exchanged a glance. I looked away. Carrying the suitcase out, leaving, madam, behind her, Wang Ma sobbed. The sky in this instant, it even started to snow. In the snow, I turned back and smiled. Take care of yourself, Mom Wang. No turning back. Get in the car and leave. Only, no one expected it. Lu Shalin's car. He came down the mountain with us. Taxi driver. Originally, I wanted to pull over to the side to let him go first, but I pulled over a bit and realized he wasn't moving, so I had to keep driving forward. I returned to the hospital. It was already late. Standing in the lobby, I turned my head back for a moment. I discovered that Lu Shalin had also followed me to the hospital. I turned back. Our eyes met. My thin body trembled. My whole body was shaking. What is he doing here? A few meters away, I clearly saw his eyes were red. He walked towards me from the crowd. Xiao Wan. His hand reached out. I took a step back. His hands trembled slightly, but he withdrew them weakly. I just stared straight at him like that. He saw through it. I must be very seriously ill. For many years, I haven't seen him look so affectionate and remorseful in a long time. He stood there, seemingly at a loss. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were sick. It's still snowing outside. His voice, too, was faint in the snow. I raised my chin. Can't die. You should leave. Instead, I put my hands in my pockets and walked into the hospital, but the sound of footsteps behind me followed again. Gently, she grasped my wrist. Xiao Wan, I will get you the best doctor. I looked at the place where I was being held, just shook his head. No need, I'll treat myself. Have you forgotten? You gave me the money. I'm telling you this as it is, but it seemed to sting him. I also pulled my hand away. Miss Bai, are you still hospitalized here? Let's transfer her to another hospital. After all, I was here first. Shouldn't you be the ones transferring, not us? My words were all very calm and very collected. So it was, after hating someone. Everything will return to tranquility. Once, I wished I could set the house on fire and die together. But, right now, me, looking at him, I don't feel anything at all anymore. I walked away from the crowd and went back to the hospital room. Clearly, I'm so tired. But at this moment, I felt something in my head, a vast expanse of white. Can't lie down at all, can't sleep. I touched my forehead, which was burning hot. I silently pursed my lips. Also took a fever reducer patch from the small cabinet next to me, tore it open and stuck it on my forehead. I just sat there in a daze, looking outside, fluttering snowflakes. This afternoon, very quiet, until the sound of discussion came from the hallway. Is that really President Liu from the Liu Corporation? Why is he on the 5th floor? Didn't Miss Bai get discharged? The director is guiding him personally. What's going on? The nurse came in. She looked at me with a surprised expression. She brought in the liquid. Lost inside my body, she opened her lips to speak several times, seeming to have something to say, but in the end, she didn't say a single word, went out again. I stare at the blood bag, decreasing little by little, flowing into my body. Next to me is the ticking sound of the machine. My body now relies entirely on blood transfusions. To keep me alive, cool liquid enters my body. I finally close my eyes. Actually, ever since I got sick, I've been particularly fond of sleeping. Otherwise, I was awakened by the pain. I know, not long after, I fell asleep, will never wake up again. When I woke up, I realized I had been moved to a different ward. Am I already dead? My whole body, it hurts so much. I can't move. The ceiling that caught my eye. It was as if I were no longer in this world, but a hand held mine. Familiar. Xiao Wan, you're okay. His hands, so clearly full of warmth. My hands are so cold, constantly on 4 drips, even with a fever over 40 degrees. The hand that received the 4 drip was always ice cold. But, even if powerless, I also, just a little bit, little by little, withdrew my hand from Lu Shalin's grasp. Once, how much I wanted to hold this hand. Now, I don't even want to touch it. Night, I turned off the lights, time to sleep, but in the darkness, sobs could be heard. It wasn't me. I clenched my fist. The sound persisted for a long time. Finally, that tall figure walked out. Mr. Liu, the overseas expert will arrive at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Soo-yoon, do you know, I'm scared, I'm really scared. Her voice still had a thick sob in it. I pinched the quilt. The overseas experts will surely have a solution. The conversation stopped. I think, finally, I can get some quiet sleep. But, in the darkness, my body began to ache, little by little, curled up, trembling, fingers pressed against the teeth. Suddenly, the blanket covering me was pulled away. My fingers were pulled out. In the darkness, the other index finger, pressed against my teeth. I couldn't control it. The trembling in my body, bit down. Every time it hurts. It's not something that can be finished in a short time. But, his fingers, however, never retracted from beginning to end. There was a metallic taste in my lips, but he remained fixed there, unmoving. I don't know. How long did I toss and turn? I finally fell into a weak sleep. Just, the next day, I saw Lucy standing by the window. His index finger was wrapped in a layer of white cloth. He turned sideways when he heard the noise. Xiao Wn, you're awake. He came over and sat on the edge of the bed. He leisurely opened the insulated container on the bedside table and scooped out a spoonful of porridge. He brought it to my lips. Eat something. We're going for a checkup. I looked at the bowl of porridge. I stared blankly at him. Slowly, I turned my head away. I will absolutely not touch anything he brings ever again. Xiao Wn, have something to eat. I beg you. His voice was wet and hoarse. I just looked up at the ceiling. A layer of glass gathered in my eyes. Lu Shalin, I look so ugly, so ugly. You are so noble. Why do you have to stay here? No, you are still very beautiful. He patiently smoothed the hair by my ear. The voice was even heavier. Xiao Wn, once you're better, we'll be just like before. I pursed my lips. Tears almost rolled down. Same as before. What? Same as before. I laughed self-deprecatingly. Forgot that we're already divorced. Forgot. You have Miss by now, right, in the end. The tears didn't fall. I took a deep breath, looking straight ahead. Lu Shalin, go as far away as you can. Understand, the one person in the whole world I least want to see is you. Do you remember the day we signed the agreement? He lowered his head in pain. Xiao Wn, please don't say any more. Aren't you going to say anything? But, I still want to say something. That day, I didn't want to see you at all. Really, from the moment I knew I was going to die, I didn't want anything anymore. Weren't we always fighting over the property? But, I don't want it anymore either. And, I used to be so silly, always wanting to see you, but I don't want to see you anymore either. I looked at him. Lu Shalin, our Yuanfen, is over, and then looked out at the sky again. I'm saying goodbye to this world. As for you, you'll still rise to prominence, and you'll marry the person you truly love. Xiao Wn, actually, what did I just say? My mind isn't very clear either, just. This statement seems to have had a significant impact. Lu Shi actually pulled me into his arms all of a sudden, holding on tight. Mingming, I used to be in his arms. His shoulders were still a bit broad. But now, how did I become such a small, weak lump? But, later, I turned into a box. It could be even smaller. I don't know either. The day will come when I'm gone. Anyway, the doctor said my cancer cells have already spread throughout my body. Whatever, you have to be very, very careful. Foreign experts. Are they really that good? But me, just seeing them, they don't look alike. A nose that's a bit higher and more pointed. I didn't feel anything. Where are they so great? But I have heard. There are many bigwigs abroad with terminal illnesses who are still alive. They are on me. Checked around, formed another circle, finally, walked to the side. Lu Shalin was in the middle of a conversation with them. I used to understand English too, but my mind is too muddled, and I can't quite understand it. Just, their brows, every one of them was furrowed. I think I understand. It's not that easy to cure, keeping him alive with medication at most, hanging until there's not an ounce of meat left on the body. Looks like a skeleton, but how ugly would that be? The hospital room was quiet again. The secretary saw the doctor out. Lu Shi returned to the bedside. Hold my hand. Xiao Wn, The doctor said there is a way, don't be discouraged. I stared blankly at him. Is that so? Is that what the doctor said just now? He nodded. I didn't say anything, only looking into the distance. He gently smoothed the hair on my forehead for me, got up again. I thought he had left. Not long after, he brought back hot water and wrung out a towel, wiping my forehead for me. I only moved a little. He anxiously held my hand down. I'll be quick. I'll be done wiping in no time. Okay, me right now. Actually, it wasn't that I was resisting him wiping the cold sweat from my forehead. I'm not comfortable with being clingy either. I didn't struggle anymore. After all, where do I have the strength to move? Only, I looked into his eyes, very confused. That night, was he really crying at night? Impossible. How could he cry? The wiping motion he made, always very light, inevitably met my eyes. Finally, he smiled slightly. I wiped the sweat from the tip of my nose. In my daze, he leaned down. His nose touched the tip of my nose. Xiao Wn, you are still very beautiful, extremely beautiful, beautiful. I turned my head away. He stood up, carrying the basin. He also left. Actually, these things, like wiping someone's face, he hadn't done them in many years, as his career became increasingly successful. Everyone respected him, everyone served him. Lu Shirin went out. It's been a long time since I've been back. The room is very quiet. I gently turned over. Someone said, I prefer a bit more noise before parting, a bit more liveliness. Actually, I do like this quiet, silence. This day, the snow fell even heavier. I've lost a lot more weight again, lying in bed, lifeless. These days, Lu Shi became even more silent. Even those overseas experts brought me a lot of new treatments and new medicines. But it can't be stopped. My body is gradually losing weight. While I am awake, Lu Shi is at my bedside, busying himself with this and that. Help me wipe my body. Tell me some stories. Sometimes, it's about longing for the future. Sometimes, it's about us, back when we first met, and some of the little things that happened. But, they're clearly all very sweet little stories. Now he's talking about it, but it cannot be concealed. The loneliness in his eyes. When I was in a deep sleep, he would sit on the sofa, head down, like a statue. Closed myself off. This is what I found in a daze after waking up from a deep sleep. What's wrong with him? He was clearly glowing. There are so many people who like one person, but how did I become so taciturn? I lifted the quilt a little. Footsteps came in. President Lu. Something bad has happened. I gripped the quilt. No movement. When Lu Shusha looked over, I have already closed my eyes. He lowered his voice. What's wrong? Angel Capital is cornering our stock price again. The stock price has dropped again at the opening today. Conversation ended. I heard footsteps approaching. Pull the covers back from me a little, gently pulled up one section. Finally, the room fell silent. I opened my eyes. There's no one left. I braced myself and sat up, staring blankly out the window. This day, Lu Shi didn't come to the hospital all day, but he came back in the evening. However, the lights in the room have already been turned off. He came in without turning on the light. He only reached out and gently placed his hand under my face. He seemed very tired. In the air, it also reveals a kind of, an indescribable weariness. This day, I held my phone, brushed for a while, just found out someone leaked the story. Bayu's previous big movie role hasn't made any noise. She disappeared from the entertainment news as well. I wonder. But it was quickly brushed aside. Let's keep looking at others. There's nothing much to see. I put down my phone, looking at the spacious hospital room. The pillow on the sofa. I was stunned. Night. I heard a soft rustling sound from the sofa. I also woke up in the darkness. I saw Lu Shilin, a blurry outline, sitting on the sofa. So it turns out, he also has his troubles, not as glamorous as it seems on the surface. Is the four-drip finished for today? It's all lost. President Lu. Footsteps came from the doorway. Lu Shiran, wrapped in a trench coat, came in. Seeing me sitting on the bed, he smiled slightly and sat down by my bed. Look. I brought it back for you. What is it? I parted my dry lips. What? He shrugged off his jacket. 2 butterflies fluttered gently in the glass jar. I was stunned. Don't you like butterflies? I brought them back to keep you company. I looked at the wind and snow outside, and the wind and snow on his shoulders. this weather. How could there be butterflies? His eyes were filled with anticipation, but I didn't laugh at all. His smile, also a little, sinking into silence. Don't you like it? Remember that spring outing in college? You were in the vast rapeseed flower fields, carefully watching the butterflies on the tips of the flowers, observing them meticulously. I raised my eyes slightly. I looked at him for a while, then I looked at the butterflies for a while. They are really beautiful. They should be free. Let them go. Lu Shalin looked at me for a while. He nodded. The lid was opened, and just like that, the butterfly flew away, fluttering its wings. They disappeared into the snow. This hospital room, than the triple room I lived in before, the conditions need to be much better, even though it's cold outside, but in here, it's still warm. It seems like I haven't left the hospital room in days. I want to go for a walk. Where to? Go for a walk, it's cold outside. Wonwan. I shook my head, still supporting myself. I left the ward. Lu Shalin followed behind. I wandered around the hallway. The hallway is really cold, but this is the real world. The end of the corridor, a little girl, hanging with an four drip, sitting on a chair. She kept muttering something under her breath. I approached, only then did I hear it clearly, that childish voice. She is singing a nursery rhyme. When I saw clearly, on her small wrist, the same black bracelet as mine, and beside her, my mother, who started wiping away tears while talking to the doctor. My eyes couldn't hold back the tears either. How much I wanted to hug her. But we share the same fate. Lucy took a coat and came over. He draped it over me. Xiao Wan. It's okay, everything will be all right. And then he trembled as he pulled me into his embrace, could pass through his shoulders. I only saw the grey corridor, the grey world. Later, Lucy spent a lot of time with me, a very bitter medicine. I don't want to eat. He crushed it into tiny pieces and brought it to my lips. I couldn't eat it. He ate one with me. His temper went back to how it was in college, especially good. Everything revolved around me. I think, if we had stayed like this from when we fell in love, until now, how wonderful that would be. Unfortunately, we met later. We had a fight. He doesn't want me anymore. Took a spoonful of medicine. I pushed it open. It's too bitter. I pursed my lips tightly, looking at the snowflakes outside. This winter, it seems like the snow hasn't stopped. This day, I feel like the last bit of strength I had left in me has been completely drained. The moment I fainted, Lucy put me over his shoulder. In the chaos, there was a cold liquid falling down. I realized, the day I was leaving, the sun came out. Lucy stayed with me the whole time, until, after a phone call, he said he'd be back in 10 minutes. Asked me to wait for him. I nodded. The hospital room was very quiet. I got out of bed, just in time to see the form for the checkup. I headed to the examination room. Empty hallway, not many people. Light and shadow streamed in. But my body is getting softer and softer. The surroundings I feel are also becoming very quiet. That moment, the blood in my body has stopped flowing. Wan. I watched as the handrail by the wall became increasingly unstable and difficult to grip. I suddenly understood. Turning back, the person behind me, the thing in my hand fell. He ran towards me, but I had no strength left, only looked at him. Body, little by little, fell down. Cold liquid spilled from my lips. Me, finally, squeezed out a smile. Goodbye, Lucy. That final moment, he caught me, didn't he? Accompanied by, it was a huge roar. Wan. My body, but it could only cool down little by little. Even a finger couldn't move anymore. Lucy, next life, let's not meet again. I no longer have a wife. Wan. Right in my arms, fell asleep forever. I held her, begged the doctor to save her, but her heartbeat stopped forever. I knelt there. He held her close in his arms. I am a tall and strong man. Tears, a drop falls, unable to hold back any longer. Why did she still leave? How am I supposed to live the rest of my long life? She was the first person I ever fell for, me too, the last person to stir my heart, but me, ultimately lost her, failed to protect her. The hospital corridor, very empty, very dark. My soul also died on this day, leaving behind a shell. I hugged Wan, left the hospital, The blanket was passed over. I wrapped her tightly in my arms, facing those surprised gazes, walked into the swirling snow, get in the car, return to the Liu family. The secretary is driving in front. Perhaps my expression was too frightening. His hand shivered. Mr. Liu, my condolences. He trembled. I can't speak. I can't make a sound anymore. Only the person in his arms. He wrapped them tighter, holding them even tighter. It's so cold. My whole body is so cold. Xiao Wn. Please wake up. Okay, I won't do business anymore. I'll just be an ordinary office worker, and we'll live our lives in a small apartment of a few tens of square meters. That'll be fine. As long as you wake up, I don't want anything else. We'll have 3 meals a day, through all 4 seasons. We'll take walks together, and watch the sunset together. Okay, she couldn't respond. He wouldn't say a single word to me anymore. The doors of the Liu mansion opened. The car drove in. The doorway. Black mourning banners have already been hung. I carried her out of the car. Everyone in the family came out, welcomed her. Madam, in the throbbing sobs, snowflakes landed on her face. Also come to see her off. Juwan's funeral was held very grandly. I only have one wife. Even though it's late, I want to give her the best, too. However, a person like me, how could I possibly speak of loving her again? No one can understand. Only I still have to be shameless, say a word. I love her very much. After the mourning procession departed, I placed the last flower down, in the cemetery, standing when the snow was falling the heaviest, kissed for a moment, a cold tombstone. Baby, you'll always be the most beautiful. My tears, melting in the snow. Turn around and leave. That spring, I was afraid Ju Wn would be lonely. Around the cemetery, planted many flowers and plants. She is a very loving girl. She likes all kinds of flowers and plants. So I scattered all kinds of seeds. There are sunflowers, daisy, schwanny grass, so many flowers, accompanying her. She probably isn't too lonely, right? 1/4 after Juwan's death, in the entertainment industry, the soliloquy of someone who doesn't exist, early in the morning, kneeling at my door. Beg me, President Liu, I beg you, please be merciful and let me go. Okay, she was covered in wounds. I wonder what kind of abuse that group of people inflicted, but I was wrapped in my bathrobe. I couldn't even be bothered to glance at her. Don't you dare dirty my floor, dirty my doorway, lick it clean yourself. President Liu, I know I was wrong. I have no choice either. They forced me to. She kept kowtowing to me, tears streaming down her face. But, pity her, just, is she worthy? At my prompting, the bodyguard stepped forward and pulled her away. She let out a wail, too noisy. The bodyguard covered her and quickly led her away. I went upstairs. I changed my clothes. The secretary looked somewhat serious. What's wrong, President Liu? If you don't accept joining Angel Capital, we'll be completely opposed to them. I straightened my sleeves. They can't swallow me, so they're offering me an olive branch, and I should just accept it. But have you seen it? By you as an example. In their hands, once you lose your value, you're not even worth a dog. I took the documents, walking out, but, no buts. Soo-yoon, my wife died. In the 3 years I was fighting Angel Capital, my wife had cancer, and I didn't even take care of her. Do you think it's possible that I could join their ranks? Soo-yoon completely shut up. On the way to the office, Soo-yoon also regained her full motivation. When I was still a small company, Soo-yoon followed me. I know he won't betray me, but his safety must be taken into account. Angel Capital. It is a stock market sniper group with hundreds of years of history and composed of many capitalists, major business owners, eager to join this massive wealth conglomerate and become a part of it, but also afraid that my own company will be targeted by this group. Leaving no bones unturned, and I'm being targeted. Their initial goal was also to defeat me and then take over my company. In the middle of this, and even sent by you to my side, to steal my company's secrets. Only, I didn't expect their power to be so great. Even the popular celebrities in the entertainment industry, also their pawns. I know too little about this mysterious capital group. Since they sent someone, I just want to use this person to dig up information about the group behind the scenes. And let this person, seeing some fake information, they want to harvest me, so I went the other way, but along the way, I didn't touch by you, but the appearance, it is, I loved her to death, in this business game. Deep down, I'm still proud and arrogant, from childhood to adulthood, and I have never lost either. How could I possibly lose this time? Even so, there are so many myths about their success. Classic case, there are also very many, but how could I surrender without a fight? I will never allow myself to lose either, therefore, I think, after defeating them, I'll explain it to Ju-Wan again. Unfortunately, this battle has been too long, the enemy is too strong, I am also being surrounded step by step, many times, I can't catch my breath, even, I am being surrounded. The worst of times, the news of Ju-Wan's serious illness then arrived. My world, suddenly, the lights were turned off, my brain felt like it had been hit with a club, all I knew at that moment was that I might be about to lose the game, maybe not even a penny will be left, I want to give the remaining cash flow to Ju-Wan through a divorce. No, I don't give too much. At that time, I was already surrounded by the capital group, all the cash, only 20 million left. And the rest that's stuck in the stock market, in all likelihood, it's not coming back. When signing the divorce agreement, Ju-Wan said she didn't want to see me. I knew it, she must hate me to the core, and me. About to be utterly defeated, I don't have the face to see her anymore either. I didn't go. The day she came back to pack her luggage, I received a call from Wang Ma. Sir, you must come back and see Madam. Madam, she must be very sick, she's so thin, so thin. The tone was extremely urgent, sadness. And the lawyer beside me, suddenly didn't dare to look me in the eye either, lowered his head. I suddenly picked him up. What was wrong with her the day we signed the divorce papers? I'm sorry, Mr. Liu. The madam won't let me tell you. He hung his head. Madam must be very seriously ill. I staggered back a step. For a few seconds, I was completely lost. What should I do? Realized I couldn't care less about any urgent meeting. I drove back. On the way, the strength in my body seemed to have been drained away. My hands trembled several times. Arrived home, I'm at the door, watching her from afar. Really, no one is deceiving me. She's really so thin, so very thin. I don't dare to get close. I don't dare to speak. What is she doing? I didn't even dare to retort. I only dared to look at him. Just, in talks with angel investors, the final battle of the last game. But I narrowly won, maintained the company's stock price. This surprised the angel investors. They actually started to admire me, wanting to recruit me into their camp. I sneered. Today, it was the day I negotiated with Angel Capital. The car drove into the resort, enter the conference room, the representative who came out to greet them. Smile, welcome, Director Liu. I didn't respond, followed and entered, a spacious Japanese-style reception room. The environment is quite refined, safe. The person with their back to me, she was also wearing a Japanese kimono. I tugged at my lips. President Liu, welcome to join our angel group. The person facing away, slowly turns around. His face, becoming clearer and clearer. I squinted slightly, restrained. He smiled. Mr. Liu, next you will have endless riches and become a higher class person. He started making tea. That day, wooden cabin, very quiet, and there's also very slow, drawn-out music. How unaesthetic. All conversations seemed to be quite satisfied as well, until I calmly opened the door. Walking outside, the person at the door bowed with satisfaction. Mr. Liu, have a good day. Come out. I threw the handkerchief away. Su-Yun waited outside. Keep up with me. Going to the parking lot. When Su-Yun was about to get into the driver's seat, I stopped him. Let's take another car. I'll drive myself. President Liu. I smile, open the car door, get in the car, descending the mountain. Su-Yun must have realized something. Stopped my car, and me, at this moment, on his body, also lost strength. Driving. President Liu, the car window was slammed open. Liu Yun looked in. It was the pool of blood on my abdomen. President Liu, are you injured? He immediately went to pull open the car door to get in, drive me to the hospital. But, too late, I took the documents from the passenger seat. Take the resignation agreement, leave the Liu Corporation, and go abroad. He was stunned and shook his head. No, he pulled hard on the car door, he served in the military, have this ability, but I don't want to drag him into this. According to the agreement, I pushed him away. Go, hurry up and leave. President Liu, I spat out a mouthful of blood and smiled at him. Soo-yoon, I've taken my revenge, I have no regrets. Under the car, the sound of leaking oil, getting louder and louder. In the quiet tea room, old man, clutching my tie, eyes wide, you kill me, and you can leave, believe it or not, you won't be getting off this mountain today. Someone, help. After he stopped struggling, I accepted the tie, I flicked away the wrinkles on my body, I pulled open the door, and in the tea room, a blood-stained katana lay on the ground, and a tie. Come today, I never thought I'd leave here alive. Soo-yoon's car, Kayuan, I lit a cigarette, the convoy behind caught up, surround me. I put out my cigarette, looked up at the clear sky, take it back, looking at the leading figure who was chasing after them, it's speaking Japanese, I can't listen to this anymore. As they pounced, I flicked the lighter, threw it under the car, they want to withdraw, it's late, and me, in the sound of the explosion, I saw it. My wife. Alright, that's the end of today's story. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, we'll keep updating with more exciting stories. And we look forward to seeing you next time.